Hello, friends. Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is a place for people who are deconstructing their faith or questioning their faith, and looking for a place to connect to other people, maybe who are in that same position, same place. If you are watching this, like on the recording, on the playback, basically I just kind of read the comments and answer the questions that people have. So there should be a setting where you can see the comments. Hi, John. Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a good one. Oh no. Oh my gosh. John, I'm sorry. That's that's wild to hear in general, but I can't imagine how disconcerting that is to hear from your parents. I don't know if my parents ever thought that about me. Not that they said, but who knows? Hi, Dr. Joe. Hello. Good to see you. Oh, from London. Well, awesome. Hi. Yay. I'm glad you approve. Thanks, Joe. Well, for anyone who's new, hey, I'm Sarah, and this is a place for people who are deconstructing their faith. John, I have no idea who's playing. I know a lot about the halftime show this year from all of the controversy, but I don't even, maybe Seattle? I don't know. There was a wedding. What? Like, you mean in the Super Bowl? Or like in the halftime show? Oh, weird. Like just random people or like famous people? I guess I should have watched it. I didn't watch it. I don't think I have it. I don't have like TV, you know? Well, I guess a lot of people are probably still watching the Super Bowl maybe, so we might have like a very small live tonight. Hi, Charles. Sports ball. That's crazy. Wow. I've heard of that, of people just like inviting celebrities just to see if they'll respond. I have no idea, absurdist. Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate, John. I agree. Do I meditate? Rarely. I have, but I don't do it very frequently. Hi. Where are we? I don't know where you are. Where do you learn morality from? I think you learn it from your environment. I also think you have a genetic disposition towards it. You know, if you are able to experience empathy, then you develop morality. I don't like broadcast what city I'm in. Oh, hi from Texas. How do you know it's objective, Shadow? How can experience teach morality when everyone's experience is different? Well, um, like our individual moral codes are all a little different. Shadow, but you haven't demonstrated why it's objectively wrong. LB says, I'm struggling to find a community as I go through deconstruction. Are you plugged into some online communities? I know it's not the same as an in-person community, but it at least can be a start. No bar, who are you yelling at? Shadow, I understand that they objectively stop existing. You have not demonstrated that that fact is objectively wrong. It's the wrongness that we're talking about, not whether or not they exist. So this organization that Charles has in here, Recovering from Religion, is a great place to meet other people. They have support groups, and some of those support groups meet online, but some of them meet in person. And so that is a great place to start. Oh, the better lighting. Unfortunately, this situation is temporary, so I guess I will be back to the bad lighting. Yes, Shadow, I understand that dying is objective. It is objective that you have died. You're not demonstrating that it's objectively wrong. You seem to be missing that part. Yeah, you're welcome. I don't think I did this yet. Just in time. Oh boy. Okay, Shadow, you are not understanding. I don't know how else to explain this to you. Hi, Mossy. Yes, and for anyone who's not super familiar with YouTube, subscriber just means follower. It does not have anything to do with money. I guess everyone's still watching the Super Bowl, so we're probably going to have a pretty small live tonight. Yeah, Charles, I think, I don't think I could have explained it any differently. What, John? I don't know the context of your comment. Hi, Dee. Nice. Well, thanks, Blah. I appreciate it. Hey, buddy, what you doing? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the mute is very helpful, especially when someone is determined to be obstinate, which I think happens quite a bit. Oh, is the Super Bowl boring? Yeah. Mossy, I forgot the Super Bowl is happening too. Oh, thanks, John. I appreciate it. Oh, okay, John. 2 Johns in a row. Well, since it's just us, what should we talk about? We just can't find him. I mean, cute puppies, I would not describe my belief that way, but it's a nice way to put it. Yeah, I imagine that's how it is, 369. Oh, that song's in my head now. I don't know if you're the right age for that to mean anything to you. Seal says, if someone claims you have to have God in your life to have morals, they're saying you as a person aren't capable of having negative feelings when you do detrimental things to other living beings. I think a big part of that is they're saying you can't trust your negative feelings, because I do think that's a big part of evangelical Christianity, teaching you that your heart is bad, and so you are incapable of telling right from wrong. Okay, I'm glad you got the reference. Now that song is in my head and probably will remain in my head for the rest of the night. I'm sorry, Charles. Yeah, exactly, Dr. Joe. The belief that we're too depraved to be able to tell what's good and bad. Ah, sorry. Oh, that's a throwback, Charles. Why is everyone talking about the Super Bowl when the Olympics are on? Ah, well, yeah. I think probably not the big items or the big races are yet. Although I heard about Lindsey Vonn. John says it seems kind of messed up, especially to tell someone who has been a victim of like a violent crime that they can't know it's wrong to commit. Well, it's sort of this loop in which like we actually do know, but they are crediting our knowing to God. And so I think in a Christian worldview, we can't know what the world would be like without God, because there's this base assumption that God is in everything already. So um the explanation is that, yeah, you can kind of feel right from wrong, but it's because God is in your brain telling you that. Oh, nice. I guess I haven't watched any skating. Yeah, I'm not as much into the Winter Olympics. I like the Summer Olympics. That's what Frank Turek said. Oh, which part? The Frank Turek said the victim of a violent crime is not capable of knowing that it's wrong. Yeah, the curling is fun to watch. I don't know if I have a favorite song. Yeah, Frank Turek is not exactly a what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word, God, my brain the last like year or so, I just can't think of words ever. He is not exactly a tower of academic rigor. Oh, about borrowing your morals from God. God, yep, that sounds like something Frank Turek would say. What is this channel about? Hi. So this channel is for people who are deconstructing their religion or questioning their faith and are looking for people to connect to about that. It's, it can be such a lonely, isolating process. So, um, we are just kind of talking about what that process is like. And to be fair, if this is your first time here, Nomad, this is a very chill day. We don't, we're not always this chill in here, but I'm enjoying it. Charles says, one of the most powerful things about the Bible is that you can use it to support whatever you want it to. I think that's why people who want power like it so much. Yeah. Oh, wow, Yellow. What is my opinion on Sweden? That is where my grandfather's family's from. It's pretty. Liquid says, probably a really vague question. I was never religious or spiritual, so I wonder if there were any big changes in perspective or worldview before or after in your day to day. I mean, I think the biggest thing, and this is pretty common in especially evangelical Christianity, is this idea that like you are deeply broken and bad, and the standard of being good is perfection. And so anytime you're not perfect, you categorize yourself in your brain as bad. And so I think one of the biggest shifts for me was being okay with like, okay, I made a mistake. I'm going to fix it and I can still be a good person. It was like in my head, you could only be a good person if you were perfect. Although I didn't even apply that standard to other people. It seemed that standard only applied to myself. But that was, I think, a really big shift. Yeah, John, I can understand that. I know a lot of people have given a lot of money. Does a woman need a husband to be her religious leader? It depends on what religion, and even in what religion, what like sect of that religion. So sometimes the answer is yes, and sometimes no. I still have that song in my head. Do you believe in marriage? What do you mean by believe in? I believe it exists. I'm sorry, Logan. I am not the person to give you any advice about moving to Sweden. I have no knowledge of the topic. You don't want my advice on that. Yeah, upstairs. I totally know that marriages happen. Exactly. Yeah, 369 says, I remember as a kid questioning the Noah's Ark story, specifically all the others who drowned and got scolded for it. They wanted me to stop questioning. I just stopped doing it out loud. Hi, Luz. Liquid says, honestly sounds a lot like my anxiety issues, but guess without the eternal fire thing. Yeah, I think there's a lot of overlap there. Oh, Godless, I'm really sorry. That's, yeah, completely unfair. Yeah, nomad, marriage doesn't have to have anything to do with religion. Hi, Mark. John, now you're just pushing buttons. Yeah, marriage is only a religious thing in certain contexts and certain cultures. It's often just a financial thing. What is one story from the Bible that you struggle to believe occurred? So, just to be clear, I don't think really any of them occurred. But if you mean like when I was deconstructing, Noah's Ark is pretty rough. Same thing with Jonah and the whale. Oh yeah, Joshua made the sun stand still. And Perilous, I asked someone about the firmament just today in my comments, and they definitely dodged the question. Hi, Prestige. Evolution is pretty convincing. Yes, I agree. It's very convincing. Oh, thank you, Unashamed. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, Godless, and I don't think you should have to pretend. Yeah. Yeah, John, I'm pet sitting again. Nope, I am not trans. Um, who's being a crusader? I'm not quite sure what you're saying there. Taka says, that's fair. I've been skeptical of Noah's Ark myself, but questioning the Bible is often marked with blasphemy from people around me. Can someone be an atheist Christian as someone can be an atheist Buddhist? I mean, I think it's different. I'm not sure how an atheist Christian would work. Yeah, blah, when usually, I mean, if someone's just trying to be rude, I would ignore them, but and I imagine it's YouTube, which means if someone's asking me, are you trans? They're about to make some transphobic comment. But I didn't want to I don't know. I mean, I'm happy to say no, I am not, but being trans itself is not an offensive thing to be. I don't know. I don't know if I'm articulating that correctly. You know, it's like if someone asks me, am I queer? I'm not, but I mean, I'm not mad you asked, you know? But also, I mean, I think it was smart for my mods to mute the person because again, when someone asks that out of the blue, they're usually about to make some transphobic comments. Hi, Michelle. Mark, my first name is Sarah. 369 says, my wife is deconstructing and I have been helping her by just being a listening ear. I think that's a great idea. I'm glad that you can be a safe place for her. Yeah, exactly, John. Dad says, I told this girl I read the Bible many times and she said she's never read the Bible and you don't need to, you just need to believe. She's a Jesus girl. Any I suggest what to say? Well, I mean, I do think that that's fairly common, especially in the US. And I don't know how common it is other places, but many Christians have not read the Bible, certainly not the whole thing. I don't know that it's going to be productive. I mean, you could certainly ask her how she knows it's true if she's never read it. Well, nice to meet you too, Mark. Taka says, I'm not sure I will ever have the courage to leave faith openly, but your videos and lives have made me feel better about not buying into everything you've been told. I'm glad. What if our existence was multidimensional relative to the size of the observer? I mean, I don't know what to do with that. Like, if that is true, does that affect my day-to-day? Like, does that affect my individual experience? Hey, Chip. Oh, Lose the Dogma, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Luz says, my story is very similar to yours. I just stopped believing. Yeah, you know, it's been interesting to me how difficult that is to communicate to Christians. The idea that belief could just fade away. It's been really challenging for me to articulate that to people. Yeah, so Matt, how do you know there is objective morality? What do you mean by that? Because people mean different things when they say that. Hi. Any thoughts on the two creation story theory in the Bible? Do you mean like Genesis 1 and 2 or something else? Hi, doctor. Because if so, I actually have a video about that on my page. I'm going through so far the whole book of Genesis, kind of chapter by chapter, with someone who's very knowledgeable, and so that with Justin from Deconstruction Zone. So if you're interested in like a chapter by chapter analysis, I have the Ex-Evangelical Bible Study up on my page. What's up, baby? You okay? One and two. Yeah, so Dad, for a longer explanation, I think it is I think it's our very first video in that series. So I would really encourage you to watch it. I think you'll like it. Yeah, sorry, Charles. It is long. We seem to really take our time through it. 369 puppy, actually. Well, not puppy. I mean, he's certainly full grown, but small dog. Taka says, if there weren't any consequences to being a non-believer in the eyes of Christianity, I wouldn't cling to faith no matter how lukewarm I may be. I mean, I think that's pretty damning an indictment of Christianity. Mark, this may not be the live for you then. Like this is a live for people who are leaving or have left their faith. So yeah, this just might not be the place for you then. Katie says, I just watched a video by the Parenting Health Institute. Study showed that children display empathy by helping others even without encouragement. It was so validating. Yeah. I think about that all the time when Christians try to bring the argument that like kids are inherently bad and we have to teach them to be good. And I want to say, truth seeker, we're not gonna like be anti-Muslim. I'm pretty cautious about that because it often comes with bigotry. But yeah, Katie, when Christians try to make the argument that kids are inherently bad, I think like you just aren't around kids. Mark, people aren't insisting on having proof to have faith. They're insisting on having proof in order to be convinced. Yeah, for sure, John. I mean, we know spanking does so many negative things for kids. Was there a specific Bible story that made you pause and want to reassess things? Not one particular one. You know, I believed all of them for a long time. Oh, so Dad Jacobs, when you go on my page, there are playlists. And so one of the playlists is Evangelical Bible Study, and it goes through each chapter of Genesis. Mark, I need you to understand that I was a Christian for 20 years. It is not for lack of information. I'm very well informed. Hi, Anonymous. Thank you. Oh, wow. 369 says, my dad spanked me one time and later cried, regretting it, and apologized. Big reason I respect him to this day. Dad, did that help? Well, yeah, godless. The Bible should have warning labels for a lot of its graphic content. It's definitely not a book for children. What gender is very important? There are women who are leaders in churches and synagogues and different faiths throughout the world, and men have always been the leaders. Your sentence doesn't make sense. Can you rephrase that? I don't understand what you're saying, because your comment says men and women are both leaders. Again, though, Mark, I don't think this is the live for you. Please don't try to convince us of things. You can stay and listen if you'd like to learn. Okay, Mark, that's enough. Dr. Joe is a friend of mine, and you're not going to speak to her that way. Thank you, Charles. Hi. Yeah, Cute Puppy says, how can the God of the Bible be the grounding of morality when everyone we know is more moral than him? Yeah, I think Mark was trying to maybe pat himself on the back for being willing to listen to a woman, which is delightful. Do I still pray? I don't. I think there are some ex-Christians who still do, but personally, I don't. I genuinely don't think anyone is listening. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it, to be clear. Like, if you still do, no judgment. If it brings you peace to do it, I think that's fine. Yeah. 369 says, I replace prayer with meditation, seeking answers within myself. Hi, Timothy. So I have a whole video that explains why I left, but to be clear, I stopped believing in God in 2009. So it's been a while. Yeah, I mean, yeah, journaling, meditation, those could also be effective. Definitely. Ironic indeed. Timothy, I was Protestant. Where do moral and ethical values originate? From culture, religion, or human reason? All the above and genetics. I think it is evolutionarily advantageous. Like, our ability to experience empathy is, I think, part of our genetics. And then additionally, our culture and our experiences, I think, really shape that too. That is correct. I'm no longer a Christian. I stopped believing in 2009, so it's been a while. I would say, yeah, there are a lot of things that are better. Like everything, there's pros and cons. How do you feel since leaving? I have a lot more peace. I think my mental health is a lot better. And I think I have a lot more empathy and compassion. Oh, thanks. Yeah, Katie says, saw your video earlier, loved what you said about how people perceive themselves and others through the belief of hell. Hey, baby, come here. What's up? Does the fear of hell ever come up within you when you die? No, I truly don't think hell exists. It's so cartoonishly cruel. I cannot imagine any decent God would create such a place. I'm not like super jazzed about dying, um, but I'm not afraid of hell. Um, some idiot says, I'm sorry, that's your username. I feel like it's very unlikely that one random dude just sat down and went, let me invent a religion real quick. Let me introduce you to L. Ron Hubbard of Scientology, who literally did that. Lord T, I'm not here to convince you of anything. If you believe in God and you're happy, that's great. I'm not trying to change your mind. This just probably isn't the live for you. Hi, Ekta. Yes, your username is funny like that. Yeah, Liquid says, don't see a problem with prayer after not being religious. Has the same effect externally anyway. No reason you can't still get some benefit internally. Oh, John Paul, what's his nutrition advice? Well, thank you, Timothy. Yeah, you're welcome. Miss Place says, I genuinely appreciate that you discuss that deconstruction comes with unpacking and processing a lot of self-doubt and self-worth issues. Yeah, it sure does. Dr. Joe, Jared Leto from 30 Seconds to Mars. I love that that is your reference for Jared Leto. What religion did he make? Yeah, Katie says, I feel less stressed about having to find God every day, and now I can just focus on the duties in front of me. Has anyone else in your life been motivated to leave Christianity? Not really. I mean, there have been other people in my life who over time have left, but it's not, most people don't want to. Like it's not something that a lot of people seek out, it's something that happens to you. Weird. I didn't even know about Jared Leto. Okay. I think we have to go on a field trip because I think this little puppy dog would like to go outside. Do you want to go out, baby? You want to go outside? Come here. You can go outside. Yeah, come on. You want to go out? Oh, no. You want me to walk you, don't you? Go outside. Come on. No. Okay. Wait a few minutes. Hang on. I'll take you soon. Dog walk is coming soon. Yeah, buddy. I need a few more minutes and then I'll walk you. He's excited. Ugh. Well, I'll have to go pretty soon. Cheese and quackers, your name is fun to say, and the things you're saying are incorrect and condescending. What are your thoughts on like retribution, like evil people getting away with what they do and justice was never served? Timothy, I think it's really interesting you used the word retribution instead of justice in your first sentence. Um, Retribution is definitely a little bit different than justice. Um, and it's interesting, since I don't believe in hell and I talk about hell sometimes, I hear that a lot from Christians. I'm like, what about the bad people? People need to be punished. Um, and, in a lot of cases, I think it's enough that people, when they die, they're not going to be able to hurt anyone anymore. Um, I don't need to inflict suffering on people. I need them to stop hurting other people. Yeah, rehabilitation is never part of it. I agree. Eternal punishment for finite crimes is not justice. Yeah, misplaced. I don't understand the desire to inflict suffering either. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want people to hurt. Well, I think I need to go take a little puppy dog for a walk. So I'll have to end it a little early tonight. I will be back on Tuesday, back in my normal spot. Yeah, for sure, Dr. Joe. So, and please come find me on TikTok as well. I have a lot of stuff over there. Yes, at Leaving Faith on all my socials. Um, so yeah, thanks for coming and thanks for hanging out. And um, I will see you all on Tuesday. Oops, wait, where's